Hi there, Paul here. Newhart. With the passing of the beloved comedy genius Bob Newhart earlier this month, I thought we'd explore one of his classic comedies. He was a genius. Newhart. What was it? How did it end? Why was it one of the wildest series finales ever? I can explain as we dive into the wacky world of Newhart, a sitcom that had us in stitches from 1982 to 1990. So let's get on this wild ride through rural Vermont, where the locals are as quirky as they come. So, what's Newhart all about? Well, picture this. Bob Newhart stars as Dick Loudon, a successful author of do-it-yourself books who decides to ditch the Big Apple, that's New York, for the simpler life, along with his wife Joanna, played by Mary Fran. Together they buy a 200-year-old inn, the Stratford Inn here behind me, in a small Vermont town. Sounds idyllic, right? Not quite. Enter the cast of eccentric characters that make this show a comedy treasure trove. Oh, there were a bunch. There was George Utley, the lovable but dim-witted handyman. Kirk Devane, the pathological liar who owns the nearby Minuteman Cafe. But wait, it gets better. We've got Michael Harris, Dick's neurotic TV producer. Oh yeah, because Dick eventually gets his own talk show. I'll talk more about that in a moment. And also you've got Stephanie, the spoiled maid who's actually an heiress. Talk about a fish out of water there. But the real scene stealers, as we all know, three backwoods brothers named Larry, Daryl, and Daryl. Yeah, you heard that right. Two Daryls. Now, Larry always introduces them, and he says, "Hi, my name is Larry. This is my brother Daryl, and this is my other brother Daryl." The kicker? The Daryls never speak. Until, spoiler alert, they do in the last episode. Talk about a long-running gag. Where are they anyway? Oh, yeah, right here. Right? There's the guy. All right. As the series progresses, things get increasingly bizarre in Dick's world. As I mentioned, he becomes the host of a local TV show called Vermont Today. And what he does is he interviews an assortment of oddball guests. It's kind of like watching a sane man trying to navigate a town full of lunatics. Pure comedy, in other words. Now, let's talk about that finale. Okay, brace yourselves. This one is wild. All right. Newhart goes from hilarious to legendary with this last episode. A Japanese tycoon buys the entire town to turn it into a golf resort, but as things are getting really crazy, Bob Newhart wakes up as Dr. Bob Hartley from his previous sitcom, The Bob Newhart Show. Huh? Yeah, that's right. The entire 8 seasons of Newhart were a dream. Bob turns to his wife Emily, played by Suzanne Plachette from the earlier series, and he describes his weird dream about being an innkeeper in Vermont. Emily's response? You should wear more sweaters. That is how you end a series with a bang. All right, here's a fun tidbit for you. The iconic brothers Larry, Daryl, and Daryl, well, like a lot of good characters, they were originally only meant to be one-time characters, maybe in one episode. But the studio audience loved them so much that they became regulars. Talk about a happy accident. Newhart wasn't just funny. It was smart, too. It cleverly satirized the 1980s excess through characters like Michael and Stephanie. And let's not forget the brilliant theme music. Why was it so good? Well, it was composed by none other than Harry Mancini. Class act all the way. There you have it, folks. Newhart in a nutshell. A show that kept us laughing for 8 years and then blew our minds with one of the greatest finales in TV history. It's no wonder TV Guide, TV Land, and A&E all named it one of the most memorable series endings ever. Oh, and what did the Daryls finally say at the end in the last episode? In unison, they both yelled quiet. Now you know. Hey, if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty more TV nostalgia coming your way. And hey, if you're ever in Vermont, keep an eye out for those 3 brothers. You never know when Larry, Daryl, and Daryl might pop up.